This is John Lakey with Art Surprenant. He gets to sit on this side.
I still get to say 29 minutes of silliness. Well, let's go once again with the national silliness, state by state from USA Today a while back. Start with Alabama. Authorities say a Cherokee high school student wrote a shooting threat on a bathroom wall because he and his friends wanted a day off.
Yeah.
What happened to bomb threats? What happened to say you got the stomach flu? What happens to just not going? Now everybody's going, ooh, we're going to shoot someone. Why?
It was always bomb threats when I was a kid. And the guy, you knew who wanted the day off, and they caught him and they yelled at him, and everything was cool.
Well, see, my buddy claimed to have a Catholic parent and a Jewish parent, and he took both holidays off. Got away with it till he was about the 7th grade.
Oh, he's good now.
Fairbanks, Alaska. Kodiak Jack's and the Boomtown Bar and Grill will get a new name when it reopens with new owners Friday. The Spur and Tony's Sports Bar. But military leaders say it's still off limits to soldiers. Yeah, we can kill them, but we can't have a beer. Phoenix, Arizona. A $1 million cash bond was set for a Cave Creek woman charged with, Cave Creek, not creep.
Yeah.
Creek woman charged with attempted murder by allegedly using antifreeze to poison her husband.
Ooh. Kept his joints nice and lubricated, huh?
Well, the funny thing is, no, we won't get into it, but that would work quite well. Okay, Bentonville, Arkansas. Some public schools plan to display posters proclaiming the national motto, "In God We Trust," over objections that the art promotes Christianity.
You gotta be kidding. Your art, does it promote Christianity, your art?
Well, what offends me is the fact that they had that guy a few years ago that was showing really crass and vulgar things, calling it art, and it was insulting religions, basically all of them.
Yeah.
But that was perfectly okay. Something positive and uplifting, oh no.
You got it.
San Francisco, California, the land of fruits and nuts. The Pacific Fertility Clinic says thousands of frozen eggs and embryos may have been damaged in a liquid nitrogen storage tank failure.
Oh my. What you gonna do? Liquid nitrogen, I don't even have liquid nitrogen on my truck. I got some carbon dioxide, that's it. I couldn't help them.
Actually, I read through these. I think we have something about carbon dioxide farther on. But no, I don't understand. They must have taken the liquid nitrogen out to make that liquid nitrogen ice cream that's all the rage now.
Oh. And
I hope that's all they took out of there to make the ice cream.
The eggs got damaged. Scrambled.
Aspen, Colorado. Fire managers plan prescribed burns in 4 counties to improve wildlife habitat. I know all kinds of people would volunteer to help from around here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Hartford, Connecticut. Homeowners located more than 20 miles from the Stafford Springs Concrete Company are at the center of a crumbling foundation problem. Well, they can now seek reimbursement for testing their foundations. Ooh, wow. Test my foundations.
Rock your world, eh?
Will be. Well, consider use rocks for foundations, yeah. I ever tell you my parents used to rock me to sleep with real rocks? Wilmington, Delaware. 2 nurses came to the aid of a man who went into medical distress at the city's St. Patrick's Day parade on Saturday. The man eventually started breathing on his own again, however. I would love to know just how short the skirts were on that outfit.
Ooh.
We'll move on. District of Columbia. Authorities say a prehensile-tailed porcupine was euthanized at the Smithsonian National Zoo last week after its health declined. Did they just euthanize the tail or the whole thing? Well, I got to wonder because of the way they say it, Miami, Florida. Oh, this is so nice. No, it isn't. A watchdog group says Florida is on pace for another record year of manatee deaths.
Oh, dear.
With nearly a third of them so far blamed on cold weather.
Oh,
I guess
geez.
the snowbirds will have to quit moving down there. It's like putting too many ice cubes in a drink,
Yeah, I think you got it.
Okay. Oh, here's one. Gainesville, Georgia. The Lake Lanier Convention and Visitors Bureau has a new mobile visitor center to showcase state tourist destinations. They've gone from a mini to a full-size pickup truck. Honolulu, Hawaii. Authorities say an Army airdrop missed its target at a military training area and landed on the campus of Waimanalo Elementary and Intermediate School. Was this just to cut out the middleman between, paid lunches for kids at school?
Oh, meals ready to eat for the kids. Great idea.
Well, they're supposed to come hot, so that's something. Oh, Burley. I've been in Burley, Idaho. My friend used to live there. Cassia County Commissioners voted to dissolve their administration department by June 1st and transfer its staff to other county offices. Obviously a cost-saving measure. Indianapolis, Indiana. State lawmakers have sent Governor Eric Holcomb a bill that cleans up archaic words and male-only references in Indiana laws. So now what are kids going to be studying? Herstory?
Yes, herstory.
Macokata, Iowa. Officials blame an abrupt drop in tourism on 2 road projects. They closed both roads in Idaho at the same time? Iowa? Sorry, Idaho. Wichita, Kansas. Officials are searching for whoever defaced an ancient Native American petroglyph at Canopolis Lake by etching the names of Isaac and Emily. The damage is irreversible. The damage is irreversible, the Wichita Eagle reports. I hope those people used aliases. Otherwise, they're in a whole lot of trouble.
Yes, it's John plus so-and-so. Ooh, the wife would get me first.
Well, you probably get yelled at a lot at home then, don't you?
Yeah.
What was that movie, John and Mary? You must have. I can't even imagine the heck your life must have been. New Orleans, Louisiana. The National World War II Museum is taking apart a fire. Why? The National World War II Museum is taking apart a fire engine made for the military home front in 1943 and expects to have it ready for display in 2 or 3 years. I'm about that vintage. I wouldn't mind if they took me apart and kind of redid it. Rockport, Maine. Oh, here's one I just really like. The state's baby eel fishing industry expect high prices this year because a lack of elvers on the international market. Do they mean elves?
No.
Do elves eat eels? Is this something I missed in the Lord of the Rings trilogy thing? Well, that's why they're not selling any eels. We don't have any elves anymore. No? Am I misunderstanding something?
Well, it's elvers is little eels, and they only go into the the eels only go into the middle of the ocean in the Sargasso Sea, and they mate and do their thing, and then they come out, and then when they catch them, they sell them for $1,000 a pound for the baby eels. But people aren't buying them now, you're telling me.
Okay, I've got a question. If elvers are people that hunt eels, what are Elvises?
I can't tell you that one. What's an
I'm
Elvis?
just asking. Okay, I'll move on. Never mind. I see the signal. Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, and yes, folks, that's how it's pronounced. The Coast Guard cutters Mackinac and Mobile Bay are beginning icebreaking operations in northwestern Lake Michigan to clear shipments of fuel products. Why in the world would Mobile Bay not be down in Alabama somewhere? Mackinac, I understand, should be up in Mackinac.
Yeah.
Let's see. Fergus Falls, Minnesota. Officials are seeking legislative approval of a $9 million to demolish abandoned buildings that were part of Fergus Falls State Hospital, which closed in 2005. Well, if it's Fergus Falls, why don't they just let it?
Oh, geez.
Okay, sorry, that was a bad one. Leland, Mississippi. Some residents are threatening to sue this Mississippi Delta town following recent flooding, saying officials failed to maintain drains.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just put out so much effluent that they clogged them.
Yes.
Butte, Montana. Copper mining companies are taking steps to prevent another massive die-off of migrating snow geese in the polluted Berkeley pit. Have they looked at how many snow geese that we could transport from here to there?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to give some the snow geese from here in Michigan over to them. It'd be better if they just let us catch them with gladiator nets.
Yeah, I know somebody that thought it was so cute to have the geese in their yard and they were feeding them, and just kind of sitting there and thought it was just wonderful until they had to clean up after them. Let's see here. We got Kearney, Nebraska. The sandhill cranes have begun their annual migration through Nebraska before continuing north. Got something to say about that?
Yeah, I pushed the wrong button.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Better looking than I am anyway. Las Vegas, Nevada. Authorities say 26 flu deaths have been reported to Clark County so far this year, more than twice the 12 reported last year at this time. So is that more deaths or better reporting?
Maybe both.
Ah. You notice they never say anything in Las Vegas about suicides?
Well, nobody'd fly there then.
Durham, New Hampshire. Officials say the University of New Hampshire is changing its 2-year degree programs to refocus on agriculture and respond to evolving workforce needs. I understand one of the new courses is going to be named, "Do you want fries with that?" and it's going to be like, "Welcome, may I help you, sir?" 101. "Do you want fries with that?" 102. I wonder what the senior level courses are. Jeez. Would you like to see a wine list? New York, New York. A woman and her daughter are suing the West 51st Street parking garage over an expensive Degani violin that was run over when his case was set on the ground.
Oh, jeez.
Why would you? You don't lay a laptop on the ground. You don't lay your phone on the ground. Why would you lay something costing, I'm assuming thousands of dollars, on the ground?
Yeah. The only thing that I lay on the ground that costs a lot of money is my pipe wrenches. But then they're made out of steel and aluminum. They're good,
Well, I've laid my motorcycle on the ground a few times, but it hurt so much I quit doing that.
Well, you're not supposed to lay down with it.
I never quite got the hang of that part of it. But you're right. I've been told that by other people. Greensboro, North Carolina. Officials suspect the area around Piedmont Triad, boy, that sounds nasty, like some kind of drug group. Piedmont Triad International Airport. Oh, I got to read it. Officials suspect the area around Piedmont Triad International Airport as the contamination source for the city's drinking water. I bet they haven't looked at or ruled out the mayoral offices yet.
Yeah, you got it.
Watford City, North Dakota. Seems like they left out the ER in Watford. A malfunction in the mechanics room's ventilation system caused breathing problems for some swimming pool users at the Little Missouri Inn and Suites there. I wonder if it was just a bad case of intestinal gas and the exhaust fan stayed on?
No. I'm sure it was a chlorine mix. They put some chlorine in and they spilt it and whoosh.
Yeah, if you do it just right, I guess that stuff gives you like a mini poof.
Yeah, yes, it does. But chlorine was used in Syria the other day. We shouldn't get into that. That's something we don't want to talk about. That's nasty. Yeah, let Rick Mercer talk about that.
Okay. I love Rick Mercer. Columbus, Ohio. 4 real estate developers will get rebates for installing electric vehicle charging stations at their apartment and condominium complexes here. Columbus, Ohio has electricity? Wow. Oh, here we go. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. State employees plan to join Oklahoma teachers in walking off the job next month if lawmakers don't give them a pay raise.
Yes, they did. They walked off.
Well, good for them. Now, if some of these lawmakers would just give up some of their own pay raises, everybody would be happy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Alpha Chi Omega Sorority Theta Chi Chapter, I feel like I'm speaking a foreign language, at Lehigh University was kicked off campus due to what officials call a reprehensible scavenger hunt that involved drugs, alcohol, and sexual activity. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now, they're lucky that they did it right, because right over here with the exact same letters, somebody spelled out prehensile, and then they're just talking about a tail on an animal. Strange. Here we go. Providence, Rhode Island. Elected officials in Rhode Island are delivering meals to seniors during March to raise awareness about hunger and the importance of Meals on Wheels. Oh, and I'll bet you there's an election coming up, too.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, folks. Here, I'll feed you. Vote for me. But
Vote
no,
for
I'm not
me.
bribing you. Mm-mm. My face is embossed in the plate? Well, that's just a coincidence. Yeah. Charleston, South Carolina. Officials cite a rising number of staged automobile crashes in the state, creating a problem with insurance fraud. Now I know where to go when I want to get rid of that old beater that I had laying around the house.
There you go.
Oh, I love it. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Isn't it the oh my gosh, I can't think of her name. The Dolly Parton. Isn't that where she's from?
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's see. A worker at the Smoky Mountain Opry Theater died from a leak of carbon dioxide.
Ooh.
Officials say carbon dioxide is used to create fog for theater shows.
Yeah.
I've been in Tennessee. Don't they have enough natural fog?
Well, Art, they have to call. It has to be on demand. And the only thing about CO2 is it's odorless, colorless, and it's heavy. And if they are under the stage and they don't have air ventilation, zoop.
A very well-phrased, intelligent, technical explanation that I really didn't need. So,
Well, at least the zoop was part of it.
there you go. Lano, Texas. A grand jury has indicted 4 of the 8 officers on the city's police force, including the chief. The cases involved alleged wrongful arrests or problems with arrest reports. Well. And I'll bet you the 4 officers left are going to accidentally install problems in the arrest reports that will allow the first 4 officers who were arrested to walk.
Yeah.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, take care of their own.
I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Have a good time, Bubba. Oh, Provo, Utah. Republicans are testing an app that will make it possible for Utah County GOP members who can't make it to the party's caucuses next week to vote remotely.
Yeah.
And as one of the old Huey Long voting placards used to say down there in Louisiana, vote early, vote often.
Yeah.
Richmond, Virginia. Governor Ralph Northam signed a bill that eliminates a prohibition on hunting or killing raccoons after 2 a.m. on Sundays. I can't believe that bill was passed. Where's these guys supposed to get Sunday dinner?
Well, you said 2 a.m. Do you mean 2 a.m. or p.m.?
No, I said 2 a.m. on Sundays.
Well, geez, you should be sleeping by then. The bars are closed.
But then you won't have fresh raccoon for Sunday dinner. Well, that was just silly to pass that law. You know, they say every time you make a new law, you make a whole bunch of new lawbreakers.
Oh, good one.
Let's see. Here we go. Seattle, Washington. Oh, several Girl Scout troops were targets of crime during this cookie sales season. That's terrible, including an attempted armed robbery, purchases with counterfeit bills, and boxes of cookies stolen from sales booths.
Wow.
This puts me in mind of the Addams Family movie when Wednesday asked the girls Girl Scouts asked Wendy if she used real lemons in her lemonade, and then Wendy asked them if they used real Girl Scouts in their Girl Scout cookies.
It was a great.
To me, it was one of the funniest lines on TV. Here we go. Charleston, West Virginia. This week marks the 25th anniversary of the blizzard of '93. Yup. That dumped at least a foot of snow in each of West Virginia's 55 counties. In a related note, the birth rate tripled 9 months later.
Yes.
And we finish up in Cheyenne, Wyoming. A bill to allow In God We Trust displays in public school, classroom, and state government buildings died when the Senate failed to vote on it. Oh, I'm sure it's because all the senators were in church, too. What's it look like there, John?
Well, it looks like I may have missed the 29-minute mark off.
What do you got?
I have nothing there.
Well, then hit this right here, and we'll see you all later.